$1 billion valuation does not always mean a hugely successful exit for the founder themselves by the time they're diluted to the end.
Exactly, the dilution, but also, are you running a profitable business?
Are you happy?
Are you happy? 100%. Like to this point, I still have these VC metrics in my head. Oh, when are we going to get to $100 million in revenue?
Yes.
We started with one acquirer that actually gave us a term sheet, but then they vanished on us. When they vanished is when we started knocking on all these other doors. And then throughout the process, ended up with 3 term sheets.
Walking down the street, thinking about her exit, breaking down the steps so every founder gets it. She's the exit whisperer, she's opening the door. It started with a whisper, now that whisper's gonna roar. She just sold her company, and here you get the real story. Shh, you could be next. Walking down the street, thinking about her exit.
Hey, and welcome back to the Exit Whisperer. I am Carrie Kerpen, your host and resident Exit Whisperer. You will notice, for those of you who are watching on video, that I will have an outfit change in this one because, hello, I immediately dashed off after interviewing Alex and had an outfit change to go to my next podcast, but I forgot to do this intro. So now I'm coming back with an extra special intro for an extra special person, Alex Schinasi, who is currently the founder of Hulken. Do you guys know that bag? It's the bag that you like schlep all around the city, and it's stylish and cool. And when I say it, it sounds like interesting, but when you experience it, it's like life-changing. Yeah, that's Hulken. Anyway, she founded Hulken after founding and raising and selling 2 separate companies. And each story of each one of her businesses is unique, compelling, and interesting. And the thread that really ties through all of them is just the entrepreneurial spirit of needing to build and build again. She is a fantastic founder. She is the definition of acquired, not retired. And I can't wait for you to meet her. Here's Alex. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I don't even know where to start with you. You have wait, can I fangirl for a second? Can I just do that?
Course.
I need to
Please.
fangirl. I need to take a moment. Okay, so you guys may not know this, but Alex is the co-founder and creator of the Hulken. Okay, Hulken, which has, you know, those bags like that you see all of like everyone like bringing in the street, and it's like stylish, and you can lug all of like your groceries, your everything, your baseball gear, your like whatever it is, like it's the best way to travel using this.
And it has wheels.
It has wheels. It has wheels, and you pull it, and it's just I can't explain why is there such a brand obsession with Hulken?
Well, I think it's the kind of bag, like the way that you explain it, people probably won't understand, but once you experience it, this is when you're like, okay, I get it.
It's once you know, right? If I'm like, it's a bag on wheels that you can schlep all your
like,
stuff.
Okay, so what?
So no.
Yeah.
It's a special, special bag.
And people don't realize they need it until they have it, and then they use it for everything.
But this is probably, I feel that you do an amazing job, because this is a D2C company. So we're going to go back to before you had, I know you had 2 incredible venture-backed companies. This one, you are going on your own, boots on the ground. I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah.
But like the thing that you do with it, the content that I see on social really illustrates why it is such a must-have. Like you can't articulate it, but you can see it.
You can see it and you can experience it.
You can experience it. And you do a beautiful job with that.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, we didn't want to be just a utility product, right? We wanted to make sure to build a brand that people resonated with, that made schlepping cool and sexy and different. And people schlep things every single day, and it's not a feeling that's like exciting for anybody, right?
We're all schlepping.
We're all schlepping.
We're
literally,
schlepping our baggage. We're schlepping
emotional
schlepping
baggage.
Everything.
Our whole lives we're schlepping.
Oh my God.
But it's not fun. And we made it fun and interesting and sexy, and we created a brand and a movement around something that's not exciting.
So we're coming back to this.
Yeah.
We're coming back because I have so many thoughts on this newest iteration and how you got here. Yeah. But I already know how you got here. My audience doesn't yet know how you got
That's
here.
Right.
So can we talk about the first company?
Yep.
Let's talk about Ivy.
Yeah. Ivy, I founded in my 20s. You know, I was living in Tel Aviv. I met my co-founder, Lee, who was living there. She's from Boston. We're both just living the life and just left our jobs and not really sure what to do. And we had an idea, which was very simple, to bring Israeli design and art to the world. And then it started as a very niche concept, then expanded to lots of art and design from different cities across the globe that we were bringing to the US market. Long story short, raised our first round of money from Israeli VCs, moved to New York to try to scale it. But of course, this was not a good idea. It was a terrible idea, in fact.
To come to New York?
No, the concept.
The actual
which
concept.
was actually called Art Setters. That was the first name of it.
Oh my goodness.
So we started with a totally different idea. Literally just a Shopify site selling art and design online. Raised $1 million on that idea. Moved to New York and very quickly realized only our friends and family were buying. So it was not an idea that was going to be a venture scale business.
So when you were raising the funds, was it like people were just taking a chance on you? You were in the community?
We were in the community. We had gathered a lot of press. We had a lot of buzz. We had a lot of social following. We had created something magnetic, and people believed in us. We were two hungry 26-year-olds really trying to build something. And we were so ruthless. Like, we would stop at nothing. Like, we were just ready to build and scale. And also listen to the market, right? Like, we weren't fools. Like, we realized very quickly that this was not going to be an interesting idea.
Okay, so you moved to New York. You have this realization. You probably feel a lot of pressure from the money that you took in too. Like, you've got to solve
so much pressure. And by the way, 2 months
God.
into moving to New York, I get pregnant with my firstborn, which was not planned. But, we were in New York and I had just raised this money and I felt
you're so
guilty.
Young. And
I felt insanely guilty just... having raised all this capital, needing to scale this company, and now being pregnant in New York without really a company that was working even. But we did a series of pivots, and actually pivots are always central to every one of my companies because we never just stick to one idea. We never stick to the idea that we start with. And the minute that we realized, actually, no, this is not going to work. This is not scaling. We first went B2B. We started selling to other types of buyers, not to the consumer, but to retailers and shops and boutiques.
so you're selling the art to the boutiques. You're selling all of that.
Exactly. We're realizing the volumes are more interesting, but that didn't work either.
I mean, you're right. In listening to it's not venture. It's not something that I would think about venture for the type of growth.
It could have been. I think there are platforms that were successful in creating like kind of a wholesale platform, but it needed a lot of pivots and kind of like smart iterations in order to get to the final concept, which was a workflow tool for the home remodeling space.
Oh my gosh. So you iterated and iterated and iterated until you became a workflow tool for the home renovation. Is it renovation space?
Interior designers is who we started with, because we saw interior designers are buying arts and design all year round, massive volumes, manage huge budgets with clients, and they didn't have a good, efficient way to manage these projects. So we kind of, called them up on online, and we're just showing up at their offices. Can we just see how you work? That is like in the thick of it, when we had raised money, try to figure out product market fit, the whole thing. And we realized just by observing how they work that they didn't have a way to manage these budgets and this money.
Oh my gosh. So, okay. So you used the money you had to pivot as quickly as you could.
Yeah.
How long was the process from when you first moved from Israel to New York, and now you are this platform? Like, what was the time in between?
So we moved in fall 2014. By, end of 2015, we had started Ivy.
Wow. And how did you decide to name it Ivy?
Honestly, it was a 5-minute conversation. Like, I hate to say it, but I feel like people think, branding, overthink, naming. We were told 3 things. It needs to be easy to spell, it needs to be memorable, and it needs to be something that you can easily get a domain for. And so we just literally had a conversation. Okay, names of plants, names of birds, names of this, names of that. We're like, okay, Ivy. It's so easy to spell and remember. And that's how it happens.
It's actually an Ivy. That's so funny that it was quick, because I kind of see it, like the way Ivy grows.
So then we built a story around it. Of course, then the Ivy grows on walls, and it has to do with our industry and all that. So absolutely. But I think sometimes people spend too much time and effort on these things
Oh my
when it can actually be
gosh.
very simple.
So you're on warp speed. How do we get from there to exit?
So we were hungry. And when I say hungry, we were there to win.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes great entrepreneurs is we don't care how we win. We didn't care if we won with our first concept.
Right.
We were interested in winning.
Right.
Whatever the market was, putting us towards that winning, we didn't know, but we wanted to win. So we, threw our product out to the garbage, told our teams, that's it. We're, not doing this company anymore. We're not doing Art Setters. Now we're Ivy. And you have 3 months to build a product that we can present to investors in Silicon Valley. And that crunch time and that kind of tension is what pushed us to build something that was of value, that we could show traction in. Because you know how it is when you're in the VC routine. You have to show traction. You have to show money.
Yep.
And it accelerated the process for us because it made us basically build a tool from 0 to something in 3 months that we presented to 300 investors in San Francisco. And from there, we started charging our clients very quickly within 6 months of starting the business. Within 18 months, we got outreach from other big players in the industry.
When you say that you wanted to win, you say we just wanted to win. What was winning to you? What was the win? Was it the raise? Was it the growth? Was it making money? Was it the exit? What was winning?
Winning was finding product market fit. When you experience true product market fit, as you know, you feel it. It's undeniable. And we didn't know what that felt like because we had tried one way, we had tried a second way, and then we found it. And when you find it, it's undeniable. You have to go for it.
I totally agree with you. So then, okay, so at this point, you've won. You found product market fit. You are all guns a-blazing. You told them, build this. We're going to go raise. We're going to go do this.
Exactly. So for once, we had, listen, it wasn't easy for the first 2 years of our business. We didn't have product market fit. We couldn't easily raise money. But you know how it is. You're in this cycle of constant fundraising and you have to show KPIs and you have to show results. And we didn't for a while, but then when we did, things started to unlock.
Okay. So from the time of unlock to the time of exit, how long was that period?
I would say about 12 months.
Wow. So, okay.
Yeah.
So you find this fit, now you're growing, you're charging, you have investors that believe in you. How does the exit come to be? And where's your head at that time?
So we were very intentional in becoming leaders and voices in the interior design space. So we were at every market. We were at every event. We were part of the ASID, which is the American Society of Interior Design. We became big names in this industry that we were not a part of at all. People assume we were interior designers because we were working in the industry, but
you didn't even start out as that.
We did not start out as that, and we were not from the trade, but we were very passionate about it, and we became a part of it. Truly, like we would teach interior designers how to run their businesses better. We would, create groups and knowledge exchanges, and it was so powerful. And being a part of the trade was crucial to us getting an acquisition because it put us at the forefront of the industry. And all the bigger players in tech that were in the same industry started noticing.
Am I correct that they just reached out to you, the buyer?
They did.
Like LinkedIn?
It was
Is that
literally a LinkedIn message from their head of biz dev.
Okay.
Which started as, just some sort of partnership discussion, and we actually put it off for a while. We were like, we're too busy, we don't have time. And it was kind of the name in the industry that kept on being brought up by VCs and others because they're the biggest players out there.
Yeah.
And so when they reached out, we're just like, we're busy, and just didn't really entertain the conversation. But about 6 months in, we actually did meet in person out in San Francisco, and that's when the conversation started flowing. And it was such an obvious match for everyone.
Wow. I get, it's sort of like the dream acquirer reaches out and you're there. Did you feel like, should I go source other offers to see? Or was it just like, was the offer so compelling that you didn't need to? Was it like, you just knew it was the right fit and it was the right time?
We knew it was the right fit immediately. The synergies were so strong. They were the dream acquirer. They're, tech forward, same culture fit. We had shared, they also had an office in Israel like we did. So it was all the things just made sense. And we hit it off with the founders so much from day one. We had just the same approach to business.
So this was all very fast.
Very fast.
And you had a baby in the process. You had one baby during that process.
I had one baby and I was pregnant with my second when we signed the term sheet for the exit. Oh my gosh.
When something happens that quickly, how do you even internally process all of it?
It's funny because at the time I don't think we saw it as happening quickly.
It didn't feel quickly because it's like dog years.
By the time it happened, so we moved to New York end fall 2014. By the time we actually signed, it was 2017.
Right.
Which is quick, but in those days, when you move very fast, it feels like we were tired.
Yeah.
Which I think you probably hear a lot about founders that end up exiting.
All the time.
We were tired. Yeah. We were on the fundraising rounds, doing, flying to Palo Alto, doing this, doing that, try to kill it, try to grow this.
Yes. You must have been so relieved and thrilled.
I mean, it was
like the dream acquirer.
We could have kept going because we had something really great going for us.
Yeah.
And we had great VCs interested and we had great partners. But when you see a term sheet, that's interesting.
Of course. I mean, it was the right
really
I think
hard
it was the
to
right
get it
thing
out of
to
your
do.
head.
But here's why I'm fascinated by you. Ready?
Shoot.
I would have thought, you're exhausted. You do this whole thing. And you go and do it again. You're like, how long did it take before Clay? When did Clay start? How much time?
Yeah, so we were at House full-time. We led their B2B SaaS offering for 2 years.
Okay.
And then stayed on as an additional year as advisors.
Okay.
But during that third year is when we started Clay. But that also coincided with COVID.
You know what, you guys? When I am listening to this story from Alex and how she switched to bootstrapping, it made me think immediately about our incredible bootstrap partner, Dubsado, and its founder, Becca. Dubsado is an all-in-one, it's a central place for all your client stuff, your proposals, your invoices, your contracts. All of it is seamless and it looks so good. Just like Alex's focus on design and everything that she builds, it totally created a connection and an unlock for me. As somebody who is bootstrapping her own business and needs systems, Dubsado is my number one go-to. And you guys, I mean it. I'm not just saying this for an ad. I'm telling you, for realsies, this is my favorite software. I want you to go right now to Dubsado.com, and I want you to enter the code WHISPER for 30% off because I am here for you and I only bring on partners that I absolutely love and I can't wait. Okay, back to this episode. Okay, so you're at House, who is the acquirer.
Yep.
Which, of course, I think everybody would know.
They're amazing. Love them.
How cool is House? That was the bomb back in the day. Okay, it probably still is. But so you're in your third year. You're now in advising. So you're working for them, you're advising, and you incubate this.
Yeah. And Lee and I start talking. So I was pregnant with my third.
Okay.
And COVID happened, as you know. Living in New York City was very, very hectic. And we started thinking about, how can we somehow do something in parenting? We were both really drawn to that. And Lee was pregnant with her first. And we just have that in us. We can't help it. We want to build. We're really good 0 to 1 builders. And I don't think it's something we'll ever get tired of.
It's such an interesting archetype of a human, the person who builds from 0 to 1. It's a very specific person, the person who actually gets out onto the battlefield and is I'm starting this from nothing. I'm building something from nothing.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to see that even after that exit, you're nope, I'm doing it again, 0 to 1 again.
I couldn't imagine anything else. That's my whole career at this point, is especially when you start having kids and you understand the flexibility. And I do think as women, having optionality is the ultimate luxury.
I agree.
This is the life I've created for myself that I'm so proud of because it allows me to be both an entrepreneur and work my butt off when I need to, but also be a mom and decide that if I want to take a day off, I can do it. But the only reason I can do that is because I created this opportunity for myself.
Yes. Unbelievable. So now you're building Clay. You recognize that like there's a space in parenting, something you want to do. You build Clay. Tell me a little bit about that journey.
Also a series of pivots. So we started as, knowing we wanted to do something in parenting, and that was it. We found an incredible co-founder who had just sold his company and to McDonald's for hundreds of millions. And he's an incredible human and an incredible tech partner. And so we were all just passionate about the space, not really knowing where that was going to go. But one thing led to another, and it started in behavioral health. So we're very, very much a healthcare company, and that's how we raised money.
Okay.
Our first 3 million seed round was, pre-product market fit in healthcare.
Now you have a co-founder who had a huge exit. You guys had the exit. Like it becomes easier to raise when you have this history.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you raise money on
completely
the
different story.
Yeah.
We're now healthcare founders, we're repeat founders, all of us.
Yes.
The fundraising process is way easier, as you can imagine. And we go on this journey, but again, very quickly realize, okay, this is saturated. This is not going to work.
Yeah.
Also, it's healthcare and it's slow moving. It's not an industry for us. And also, it's just when AI started coming up and accelerating things. So we actually pivoted into education and realized that early education centers didn't have an easy, scalable way to create curriculums that were abiding to state standards, which is what they depend on for funding. So we created this tool that allowed to create these AI-powered curriculums. But again, after a series of pivots, and it started landing and we started getting clients. And this is how, again, we found that product market fit after a series of pivoting left and right.
So how does this go? You're building this from, okay, I've pivoted. We're tapping into AI. We're tapping into AI. We're doing all the right things. We're going in a space that we think we have product market fit. How does this go to exit?
So again, it must have been 2-3 years at this point of us, figuring out the path. And we were frugal with the money because we didn't want to just spend it all before product market fit, which happens a lot. And we were tired of this fundraising cycle. We didn't want to go again into this endless fundraising journey that never ends. So at some point, we again were presented with the typical choice of, do we raise more money? Do we go for a Series A or do we go towards an exit?
This is what I get this a lot, which is, okay, it's just a constant cycle of raising. And if I don't raise, we're going to have to either, just find a soft landing, find a place for it to go, find an exit. And so it sounds like, did you then intentionally source a buyer for this one?
For this one, we did.
Okay.
So we knew that we were exploring both paths. Yep. So we were talking to investors. We were also thinking, okay, who could be strategic acquirers for this? And it was actually a really interesting story because we started with one acquirer that actually gave us a term sheet, but then they vanished on us, completely vanished on us, which I'm sure you've heard before.
Yes.
Happens a lot.
Yes.
And as you all know, until money's in the bank, it's not in the bank.
It's not in the bank.
And when they vanished is when we started knocking on all these other doors. And then throughout the process, ended up with 3 term sheets.
Wow.
That we could actually look at and evaluate and present to our board in order to move that forward.
And the investors know, if you're not going to keep raising, the alternative between an exit of, any of a certain size, it's better than just not exiting.
Oh,
at all.
absolutely.
So they know and they support you in that process.
They do support us. And, listen, the one founders are motivated and that have endurance.
That's right.
And I think what we realized is that we had a great tool. We had found product market fit, but I don't think we personally had the endurance to take this for another 15 years of building.
I think the thing that I love the most about you, there's a lot of things, but I think one of the things is really that you are unafraid to recognize when something needs to change. That with the pivots,
absolutely.
You have no fear and no ego about okay, we gotta change this. Okay,
Zero.
We don't have the endurance.
It's actually one of my most important principles, even as a company and as a leader, is to find truth.
Yeah.
I don't care what the truth is. I just want to find it. And if I've worked with anyone who's not interested in finding truth, that has ego that comes in the way, which happens a lot. And
especially in a founder space.
It's not a fit.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing for us.
It's such a good lesson. One of the other things, now coming back in our full circle moment to Hulken, one of the things I know is that you started working on Hulken when you were sort of figuring out the next steps with Clay, right?
I started working on Hulken in 2020.
Okay.
So during COVID, when COVID happened, I was just ending my vesting at House.
Yep.
My husband was a longtime drummer in Brooklyn.
Oh my God, how cool are you guys?
The stage is closed, okay?
Oh my God.
So my drummer husband doesn't have stages to play on, and I'm ending my vesting. And Hulken is a product that my dad invented that we were all using around the house. Me, my brothers, my whole family became, Hulkenites before anyone.
Oh my gosh.
But we weren't commercializing it.
Right.
It wasn't something that was being sold anywhere. And so my husband, that can't sit still for a second, was like, okay, let's just try to sell Hulken. And so we opened up a website, just him and I, in 2020, thinking, okay, let's see where this goes, kind of thing. And very quickly, we started seeing this organic kind of love on social media.
I'm telling you, it's a real, people, especially people who live in cities or you get it.
You get it. And it's also something that goes viral because it rolls, it's shiny, it has wheels, it's something that people love to film and do a lot of content with. Yeah. So we started seeing that, and I was like, okay, so that's interesting. Okay,
so this time you do it different.
Yeah,
you're not raising funds for this baby.
Not raising funds for this baby. Not right now, at least.
No. So how is that experience for you?
I'm loving it. I have to say. What I love the most about Hulken is that there were no expectations.
Right.
We started this as a side gig. You know, I was doing Instagram on my nights and weekends and seeing where that was going. But the love for the product is what grew the brand from the ground up. Truly, we didn't have a full-time marketing team until last year. We didn't have a brand book until last year. We didn't have any of the fundamentals. Why? Because we had an amazing product from day one. And that was the main focus.
You had the product market fit. That is your definition of winning from the get-go.
That's right, we did. And that's all we needed to take it from, 0 to 20 million in revenue.
Yeah.
And now that I've now sold my last company, I can dedicate time to it, and it's exponential. Like, if you combine marketing expertise with organic love for the product, it's truly magic. And so no VC money, no real, conventional kind of CPG playbook. We're doing things differently, and it works.
When you started Hulken, in order to self-finance it, did you need a lot of investment to get it started from yourself? Like how much of it?
Yeah,
because when we hear Bootstrap, it's
of course. So
it's hard.
I have to. There's an important caveat here: is that we own the manufacturing. So my family's been in manufacturing for decades.
Okay.
And so we didn't have to front any sort of money to produce the product.
That's amazing.
Which, of course, not everyone can do. And so I can't take this for granted. It's a huge advantage that we have. But this allowed us to essentially get the product out. We didn't have to finance anything. And then we figured out a marketing engine that was so scalable that I knew if I was injecting money, I was being profitable.
Yeah, this makes sense from your dad. Now I get the whole cycle of the whole thing. That is so great. When you, now having experienced both, right? This, twice VC raised, once bootstrapped. How do you evaluate whether a business idea is one that is fundable or one that should be bootstrapped? If you're talking to a founder, you ever go to, so many founders I've talked to when they're like, I have this idea and I want to raise money. And I just want to be like, it's not something that
100%. I wish there was more information on this.
I know.
To early stage founders, because I also was under the impression with my first company that the only path forward was to raise VC money, because I was in this environment that everyone was raising money.
You're in the scene.
I was in the scene, and I think I've been a bit corrupted by that scene. Like, to this point, I still have these VC metrics in my head, even with Hulken, knowing that it's a bootstrap business. I still have this, when are we going to get to $100 million in revenue?
Yes.
Because this is the path to get to a VC scale business.
Yes.
But not every business has to be VC scale.
That's right.
Many amazing, incredible businesses are, don't have to be billion-dollar valuations.
That's correct. And a $1 billion valuation does not always mean a hugely successful exit for the founder themselves by the time they're diluted to the end.
Exactly, the dilution, but also, are you running a profitable business?
Are you happy?
Are you happy? 100%. I wish there was more education around the different types of funding opportunities. I know a lot of CPG brands partner with manufacturers like we do that fund the capital for manufacturing. Others will take debt. Others will take loans. There's many different ways of funding your business, and your business does not have to be VC scale to be successful.
When you think about Hulken, do you think about exit ever? And if so, what's in your brain?
I can't say I don't because I do. And again, I feel like it's because I've been groomed in this VC environment that like always thinks about the next exit.
The next thing. You're a creature of change. I mean, I hear it.
I am a creator of change, and I'm a creator of, I have many ideas.
Yes.
This is not the last of it.
It doesn't surprise me.
But I have to say, it is so much fun. I'm enjoying it so much, and it's growing so nicely in a way that's profitable. And we have an incredible team with whom I've worked on my other companies. Like it's like family at this point, and it is family. You know, my father started this, and we'll see where this takes us. Right now, I'm just enjoying scaling it. I'm
so happy you came on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate having you here, Alex, and thank you for shedding light on the different types. It's so much you touched on, different types of exits, different types of companies, the pivoting. It's just all awesome.
Thank you.